In a land very far away, there lived a captain. Captain Mac loved the smell of the sea every morning and dreams of sailing the dreamy blue ocean as far as it will let him. The only small problem is that he didn't have a boat. The poor captain was virtually useless as everything else, so he had no money. If he wanted his dream to come true, he would have to make one on his own. Thankfully, Captain Mac's good friends helped him find the materials he would need: wood, strong metal slightly twisted and formed into a cross shape, foam, and an extremely large rubber band. Without wasting, he got to work. After some trial and error, Captain Mac finally accomplished his dream. The gleaming wooden boat was just his size. The foam was stuck on the wood towards the end and was connected to the long rubber band. He realized that if he twisted it up tightly, then let go, the metal would chop the water from the tilted prongs and push him forward. He was finally able to live his dream, but being the finest captain of the finest ship, there was bound to be some problems.
Our project was the SS Mac, and it was to build a boat powered by elastic, which would be a rubber band. And we had some troubles along the way with our propeller. First we built one, but it didn't work very well. So then we had to scrounge around like William did to find a propeller. We also had troubles because people kept kidnapping our pirate, or our pirates kept kidnapping our captain.
Okay, Newton's laws. Newton's first law states that an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. So the way it relates to our project, the boat would have kept going until the rubber band unwound if there were no walls in what we tried it out in. But the walls of the tub stopped the boat from moving and sinking.
It also had potential and kinetic energy. The rubber band had potential elastic energy, so when it was wound up, the more we would wind it, the more it would have, more energy it would have. And then as it unwinds, the rubber band transfers potential energy into kinetic energy with the propeller.
As Captain Mac was sailing peacefully, trouble stirred in the waters against him. The sun was bright, and the wind was breezing just enough to give him peace. After realizing that the ship was soon decelerating, Captain Mac leaned over to twist up the rubber band carefully. The ship bobbed uneasily as a thud was heard behind him. Mac turned his head only to be met with a gang of pirates. 3 of them were crowding poor Mac and the ship met peacefully for one. Almost instantly the pirates got a hold of him, binding his wrists and steering his ship toward their island. He carefully stared out at the struggling captain of his ship, trying to work the rubber band. After helping his friend, the boat was wound up tightly. Captain Mac hid a smile under his hat, knowing that what was going to happen for the idiotic pirate. The pressure was too much for one person against the giant rubber band, and he fell back, his head hitting the warm sand in astonishment. The boat, angled towards the clear waters, sped rapidly off in the opposite direction. The leader of the pirates cursed and throttled the poor man, angry that the finest ship in the sea didn't belong to him. After quickly realizing that now Captain Mac couldn't have either, he gave a grin and gestured to his men to take hold of their prisoner, who was trying to escape but failed, and he once again was the center of attention. The evil gang of pirates searched him for every valuable item in his pockets, and after realizing that he was poor, they sent him on a large hardened shell. Captain Mac struggled against the binding, but to no avail. The leader cranked the lever, which sent him rocketing into the air. His kinetic energy rose and fell as the arch came to an end. He landed with a thud, luckily with no broken bones, on the wood. Wait a minute, not just any wood, the same wood that was against his ship. He struggled against the bright sun and glanced at his surroundings. Water was on every inch except for the modest space of wood around him. The ties were loose from the catapult, and he stood and released himself from the ropes. He glanced at the direction of the island and laughed at their direction. He may have been kidnapped, but no one, not even pirates, were any match against Captain Mac and his ship, the finest two of the sea.
Acceleration. As the elastic relaxes, it slows down the boat and the force, eventually stopping. And the less the rubber band is wound up, the slower the boat goes, and the tighter it is wound up, the faster the boat will.
Eventually, Captain Mac lived happily ever after, and he made it from one place to another, away from all the pirates.